invested in the next generation through baby bonds, early childhood education, and so much more. I mean, mayors are in the community every day. We don't have the luxury of an exit. I'm proud of what we've done and excited for where we'll go next.
You're right, the mayors have a unique purview, and I think that's part of why we're all trying to understand how much of your electoral victory can actually be extrapolated out to the entire state, to the entire country. Democratic Party chair in your state, understandably pretty jazzed after last Tuesday. He said, the cycle brings us the most opportunities for Ohio Democrats in 20 years, and we're feeling confident that we will win these elections and take our state back. Well, I don't know if you think that's fair, right? If you really do think that we have a chance, the governor's mansion, these automated Senate races, and what you see as the cross pressures that are shaping voter choice in the place of Ohio?
You know, let's be very honest with your viewers. Ohio has seen Republicans take over at all levels of government. In fact, Trump won Ohio by more than he won Texas in the last cycle. But Ohio is also the state that elected Sherrod Brown several times to the Senate in very difficult years. The same state that legalized abortion access in our state constitution and legalized marijuana. We've elected so many Democrats to the Supreme Court here in Ohio, which led to redistricting reform. So with Sherrod on the ballot, there's no doubt that we have an opportunity to win back the state and turn it back to the bellwether that it once was. But that's going to take work. And hopefully what we have seen from this election in Cincinnati, Cleveland, Columbus, and cities all across the state and this country is that when we focus on issues that people care about, whether it's public safety, having the backs of our police department, but also having the same urgency to disrupt generational poverty, which leads to violence in the first place, when we focus on affordability like housing and debt, Democrats win because the split view here more political and safer for the community, whereas the Trump Republicans are actively appealing.
Thank you, Susie. All right. Welcome, LD12 Democrats. It's 6 o'clock. We're going to get the meeting started. My name is Melissa Galarza. I am the chair. I'm the chair of LD12 Democrats. In today's meeting are the following board members. You have Sherry Johnson, who's your first vice chair. Marion White, who's your second vice chair. Mark Hladnik, who is your treasurer. AJ, I'm just going to call you AJ, who's my at-large. Nicole is over here. She is one of your at-large. And on Zoom is Melanie Magasos and Susie Thornton, our secretary. So welcome. Yes, these board members do a lot, so we need a round of applause every once in a while. All right, thanks for joining us in today's meeting, either in person or virtually. Be aware that our meetings are being recorded on Zoom for documentation and reference purposes. By continuing to be a part of this meeting, you consent to being recorded. If you have any concerns or objections, you need to let the board know before the meeting starts. We do have some great agenda items today we're going to talk about. The agendas are all printed on your tables. There's plenty of copies because I don't know about you all, but I can't read that's up there. But so make sure you follow along. Oh, you have your own microphone. Oh, it's on. It's on.
All right. For the land acknowledgement, Arizona LD12 Democrats acknowledge the land we gather on today is the ancestral homeland of indigenous nations that have inhabited these lands since time immemorial. We take this opportunity to thank the Hohokam, including the Akimal, Otham, and Peepash Maricopa peoples of the past, present, and future for their traditional care of this land and their resilience. Attached to this physical space is a painful history, forced removal resulting in intentional genocide of its indigenous people. This history is important to all of us as a reminder not to cause further harm. We remain appreciative of our ability to teach, learn, and serve in a space of such importance and reverence. And I'd also like to mention that November is Native American Heritage Month. So we'll just take a moment to remember that. And then we have a couple of announcements here. First, one of our PCs, Martha Campbell, recently passed away in October. I would like to read something that Jeff Tucker wrote. He says, Martha Campbell was a bull moose PC and she passed away in October. She was 94. She was a great lady who always wanted to be involved. Each time we saw each other, we would talk for nearly an hour, talking about saving the world, or she would share stories about her life growing up in Arizona. She was a sweet person and a treasured friend. She has been a PC for 10 to 12 years in Hollis Precinct, Rotary Park, and Bull Moose. She may have even been involved longer, but he didn't recall. He met her in 2014 when he moved to Rotary Park, and she was so excited to sign up to be a PC. So if anybody knew Martha and is interested in service information, we have Kendra from LD8. She has details about that. Her phone number is on the back of the agenda, and you can reach out to her to get the details about her services.
Okay, everybody, I'm Jennifer Germain, and I want to take a few minutes to talk about my friend Joe. I found out today that Joe passed away yesterday. I met him about 10 years ago. He's been really deeply involved in all of my campaigns for the last 8 years and really deeply involved in what was LD18 and is now LD12. He's somebody who was always ready to go. Bring him a cup of coffee and he'll go canvass with you for 4 hours straight. He's just a good person through and through, and I'm really going to miss him. So I wanted to take a few moments to just honor him. Thank you.
We do not have any additional information about Joe's memorial service, but once we do, we will make sure. Ellen, do you have? Just remember, nobody on Zoom can hear you, so I'll have to repeat it. Just, yeah. When she spoke to Helen, she said it would be on Thursday. Nope.
When I spoke to When I spoke to Helen on Thursday.
Thank you.
She said that they didn't want any memorial
Okay.
and that Joe was being cremated. And I haven't heard anything to the contrary. So,
Well, then maybe we could do something ourselves as LD12ers to just remember him, because when I first became the chair and got involved, he was over at my house all the time. Here, I found more stamps. Here's more stamps. Always giving, giving, giving. He had a very, very warm heart, and it was a pleasure to know him. So, thank you. Okay, you're up.
Okay. Next, we'd like to welcome any first-time attendees to this meeting. If you are, stop it, Tracy. If you are here for the first time, if you would raise your hand, we have a little welcome packet to greet you, and we'll take your name and what city you live in.
Okay, sorry. All right,
Hi, I'm Stephanie. I live in Phoenix.
Stephanie from
Stephanie.
Phoenix. Sandy?
Sandy from Awatuki.
Sandy from Awatuki. Where are we going
Welcome.
next? Oh, right here.
Stacy from Awatuki.
Stacy from Awatuki.
Welcome.
Where else? Oh, over here. I'm getting, so I try not to get lost.
Susan from Chandler.
Susan from Chandler. We love
Welcome.
Chandler. Thanks. Hey, who else? Going around the corner. Get my steps in.
Kurt Awatuki.
Kurt from Awatuki.
Welcome.
Who else?
We have somebody new on Zoom.
Oh,
Awesome.
fantastic. Name, city?
That person will have to unmute. I'm sorry, they just posted in the chat. Let me see. Lindsay Rowell. Hi. Chandler.
Lindsay from Chandler, welcome.
All right, anybody else in the room? Did I miss anybody?
All right, next up, we will welcome any elected officials that we have in the House. If you're an elected official, please stand up so we can recognize you. First, we have Jennifer Germain, just for Justice of the Peace for San Marcos Precinct. We have Bridget Bellavina, Constable for Kyrene Justice Precinct. We have Armando Montero, he's the President of Tempe Union Governing Board. And Kathy Mohr-Almeida is on the SRP Board. She'll be our guest speaker tonight. Anybody on Zoom, candidate-wise, Susie? All right, hearing none, we're going to move on to any candidates that we have in the House. If you are a candidate for office, please stand up so we can recognize you. We have Bridget Bellavina is running again for Constable in Kyrene Justice Precinct. We have Jennifer Germain running again for Justice of the Peace for San Marcos Justice Precinct. We have Kathy, our guest for SRP Board. She is also running again. We have Brian Matlock for State Mine Inspector. He is also a guest of ours tonight. And Armando Montero is running for LD12 House. All right. Just a reminder to buy your Bada Bing raffle basket tickets. They are over here on the table. Mark can sell tickets in person, or you can purchase tickets using the QR code that is on your agenda. We have 2 baskets today that were made by Bill and Judy Wade. Bill Baker and Judy Wade, excuse me, who generously and kindly always make these wonderful baskets for our events. The first one is a $25 gift card to Frosted Bakehouse and other accessories. And the other one is Curl Up with a Good Book. It has the Kamala Harris book, a book by our own Suzanne Whitaker, some wine, and other treats. So please get your raffle basket tickets. Oh, and Jennifer needs to speak real quick because she has to run to another meeting.
So thank you, everybody, and thank you to Sherry and Melissa for letting me go out of turn. I do have to run to the Sun Lakes meeting after this one. Running for re-election for Justice of the Peace. I'm the first woman, first Democrat, and first Native American to ever be elected to this position. My opponent did file his paperwork last week to run against me. Many of you know him, and you said it, not me, Ellen. Senator J.D. Mesnard has filed his paperwork to run against me. So if you live in Chandler, if you live in Sun Lakes, I would love to have you go on to Equal and sign my petitions. They are up on Equal now. So thank you so much. And still kind of reeling from the loss of Joe. Thank you.
On your agendas is also a QR code where you can log into eQual and sign candidate petitions. It keeps track of it for you. It automatically verifies, so it's much more efficient for the candidates if you sign that way, who are available to have signatures collected that way. So scan that QR code to do that as well. And first, I would like to introduce our first guest speaker. Her name is Kathy Mohr-Almeida. She is a current board member for SRP Board of Directors, and she is running again. And she's here to talk to us about the importance of this race coming up next year and how we can help. It's our, we have your slides plugged in. Yep.
Well, good evening, everybody. I'm Kathy Mohr-Almeida, and it's lovely to see so many people turning out at a legislative district meeting. Yes, good job, all you all. So SRP, I'm not supported by any institutional money or backing. However, Turning Point is. And Turning Point has decided to focus on local Arizona elections. I don't know if it's because we're as purple as we are, or what their rationale is, but I, for one, feel very trepidatious about Turning Point becoming involved in local politics. Yeah, and so it's not just about us; it's about pushing back, against Turning Point, because I don't think what they're doing is legal or should be legal. So they care because they are using Arizona as their training grounds for 2026 elections. And so, they're cutting their teeth on us. This is the districts that are eligible to vote. In SRP's elections, which you have to request a ballot from them, you can vote if you're in those districts and are a homeowner. So anybody who owns an apartment doesn't get a vote. Some of the seats are district and some of them are at large. The district seats are 1 vote per acre that you own. So if you own 400 acres, you get 400 votes. Yeah, it's really antiquated. I'm an at-large seat, as is Krista O'Brien, and that means that 1 person, 1 vote. So it's a winnable seat. We have been working on, for me, what is my personal passion is clean air issues, and the climate crisis. I've been working on it for a good 15 years, and came to realize that this is probably my best opportunity to, make an impact on clean air in Arizona. So QR code, I also have business cards with the QR code. And I want to make sure that everybody please sign my nomination petitions if you're a homeowner. And on my business card is my cell, and I'm happy to share that with anyone. All right, next slide, please. Thank you. This is kind of what I just talked about. It's frustrating because half of the voters in the territory don't qualify to vote. We would like to change that. We feel that if you're assessed an SRP ratepayer, that you should be eligible to vote. That's what is fair. Next slide. Thank you. I am not sure what this is. So go ahead and go to the next slide for me, please. Okay. This is something that I feel pretty angry about. I voted against the rate increases for SRP customers, and I really voted against, with all my passion, the demand charge, which is now $40 a month for solar customers. I'm not honestly sure why SRP is so beholden to fossil fuels, but there's 6 of us on the board, and we're all pushing for renewable energy, clean energy, hence clean air. All right. Yeah, we hold 6 of the 15 seats, and we are the largest private utility in the United States. So it's a big deal in terms of greenhouse gas emissions and our carbon footprint. So like I said, I'm very passionate about this particular topic. Turning Point has already distributed in Mesa, for some reason, that seems to be their target community, flyers that look very much like SRP material. I've pushed back on that, and the lawyer at SRP responded to me, and we'll see if Turning Point changes their behavior. I'm not real. I don't suspect they will. But the other thing that's going on with Turning Point is that they're building their bench for future elections. So just be aware that this is going on. Okay, right now the even number districts are up for reelection. I mentioned the acreage voting process, but like I said, I'm an at-large seat, as is Kristen O'Brien, and we would really appreciate your vote for sure. We're also, like I said, self-funded, so if you're able and willing to support our campaign, that would be really fantastic. Next slide, please. Okay, so the last election cycle, we gained some seats, and so there's some momentum kind of going. And we just want everyone to know, how SRP is, playing the election scenario. And we would like to gain majority on the board so that we can make an impact on greenhouse gas emissions and clean energy. All right, next, there you go. So we have a representative. Her name is Francesca Martin. She's, if you don't know her, she's, Francesca. Yeah. She's fantastic. She's like 22, and she has her own office that she, dials for dollars. Yeah, she's fantastic. So she has scheduled a biweekly, table talk. So if anybody is interested in joining that, please let me know. And then she's recommending that we all register voters. Like I said, you have to request the ballot from SRP. So if you're not registered with SRP, not the state and federal elections, then please sign up for that. I think we have some additional seats that we need to fill. So if you're interested, please let me know. And please, do everything you can to help with this particular election. It's pretty important for. I'm doing this for my grandchildren, so that I can look them in the eye and tell them that I did something. The climate crisis is a crisis, and we really need to be addressing it like yesterday. All right, is that it? Okay, there's the key election dates, and I think that's it. Does anybody have any questions? Yes, ma'am.
Sorry, wait.
If you signed up for the last, on the PEVL for the last election, are you automatically
Yes.
signed up for this?
Yes, PEVL stands for the Permanent Early Voter List. So yeah, if you've already,
Okay.
already
And-
signed up,
And on your agendas is a QR code that we would really like you to scan and sign up for PEVL. We are tracking each of our districts on how many people they can get signed up to make sure, to ensure you are ready for this election. If you are a homeowner, please make sure you scan that, fill it out, and sign up to become a voter for.
Oh, God. Just shoot me now.
Oh, we can hear you.
No.
Nope, you turned. Oh.
no, it's deliberate. It's deliberate.
So we should suggest that some of us that go out and do canvassing, maybe.
That would
get
be a
your
dream
neighbor
come
in?
true.
Oh,
Yeah, that would be a dream come true. Would love
hate
that.
to be ahead.
You're getting ahead of the schedule here. Come back up here. I am working with Ken Clark on getting a list of all the registered homeowner Democrats that live in LD12. We plan on doing some canvassing. We plan on doing some postcards to make sure that we get plenty of people. This is our chance for us to make a change in SRP board. We have a really, really good chance of getting people that believe in clean energy, that believe that there is a water crisis in Arizona. Imagine that. People believe there's a water crisis in Arizona. And this is our chance. So one of your calls to action is make sure you are registered for that PEVL. If you're not sure, scan it and do it again. I mean, just make sure. I'm a homeowner in Ahwatukee. I don't get to vote, but I still went on and I still registered. I got a letter that says I'm on the permanent early voting, but I don't get to vote. So thank you so much.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, I still scanned it and did it. A second item is we currently have somebody who is going to be running for the board in District 8 of SRP. Okay. What we also need is somebody to run for the council. We need at least one more person that is interested in running for council. You have to own your home and you have to live in that district in order to run for District 8 SRP council. So we could have a whole slate. We could have a board member and 3 council members that could all run together and we could really, really make a difference.
Yep.
We are, like she said earlier, 5% of the people that actually own, that can vote. I mean, it's such a low turnout, but this is our chance to actually make a difference in this election, in SRP. So if you're interested in learning more about the council, I would suggest that you join our bi-weekly calls. It's on Zoom. And you can learn more. That's where we ask questions. And then once we get enough people, like we have one person running for a board, another person running for you can have 3 people on the council. So we know for sure we already have one. We have another, that's a possibility. And we are definitely looking for one more to fill that 3rd spot. Then we get all 4 of them together and we can run it all as a clean so that we can get all of them together at once.
I'd like to add something to that. Part of the benefit of being on the board is it's compensated, as is the council, and you're eligible for SRP health insurance. So that's a definite perk. Yeah.
Okay. One of the things that I was told that on the board you're looking at 5 to 7 meetings a month. Is that about right?
Yeah.
Ish. And then on the council about that. So I mean, it's not full time, but we need somebody that's going to be able to attend those meetings and stuff like that. So
Yeah, that's the biggest challenge, is the time of day that they run the meetings. I'm a psychotherapist by trade, and I have arranged my life around being able to fight for clean air.
yes,
Yep.
Question, Melissa?
yes.
Where do you have to live to be eligible to run for this position?
You have to live in the District 8 SRP, and I can tell you right now, Kathleen, you do not.
Thank you. Okay,
Because
sorry.
pretty much anybody that lives in Ahwatukee doesn't get a vote, right?
Okay, yeah, I knew I
Yeah.
didn't get a vote, but I thought maybe this was separate. Thanks, sorry.
No, it's okay. So if you are interested, let me know. Remember, we have a great team of volunteers. Starting in January, Rob, is when we will start working on canvassing, and we should have postcards and stuff. With the holidays, it's a little bit harder, but I'm really trying to get some stuff put together. So starting in January, we're going to hit the streets, and this will help us get candidate signatures, PCs. We have so many things that we're going to be doing. So one more question. Just remember, I have to go all the way back. Okay. Okay. So Rob in the audience asked, why are we only targeting Democrats? We're going to start with the Democrats. It's because we are LD12 Democrats, but doesn't mean we're not going to hit those independents and Republicans, but we would definitely want to start with Democrats. This also helps us make sure that they're getting ready to continue their voting habits throughout the year. But our main goal is to educate people that this is not run by our regular elections. This is something you have to sign up for. And I'm going to be honest, I didn't even know about it until a couple of years ago. But I mean, I'm not a voting member, but still. So a lot of people just don't know that. But we will target everybody. We'll just start with the Democrats and see where we get from there. Okay? So thank you very much.
One more question.
One more? Okay.
Go ahead.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah,
Yes,
I
you
just
said.
haven't been able to get
So-
anything printed yet.
Just so that people know, she asked if we were going to find out who are the clean energy candidates that we would want them to vote for and who are the turning point candidates. Of course, we will definitely put together some kind of voter guide for you all. So
Yeah, for sure.
thank you very, very much. Oh, is there
One more question.
last question? Because we're getting a little behind here. Sorry. I know. I'm really getting the exercise today. Feel like I'm zigzagging. Yes. Was it you? Go over here. I knew it was somebody over here.
Good evening. Just wondering, Turning Point headquarters is right down the street from here in LD12.
Oh,
They're just cutting their teeth on your election right now, and they're going to have a lot more money than you do.
yes, they already have $1
And,
million.
I wonder if it's about time, since we're local and they are, is we have to come up with some strategy to offset what they do. And because they are right down the street, I think it's about time as LD12, we start to do something because maybe I'm uninformed, but I don't see anybody at the state level or the national level doing anything to try and stop their activities.
So there is actually an organization that recently started called Unity Rising, thank you. That was started by a young Democrat named Jacob George.
Bonus point.
He is strictly combating Turning Point's messaging to young folks. He is raising money and he's starting programs in different high schools, on college campuses to fight the narrative. We will have him probably at our January meeting or sometime coming up soon. But he just started, Armando, how long has it been? Maybe a year or so, less than a year? Yeah. So he's definitely doing that work and we're going to do everything that we can to support that. Well, they're not targeting you. They're targeting young people. So none of us in this room potentially would be targeted to that message except for Yastin and the other guy back there, Armando. Who else qualifies as young? AJ? No. So that's what I'm saying. Like the messaging isn't for us. It's for young people. It's to counter the narrative to especially young white men. Janie?
Ellen Shaw and I are sponsoring, starting a Unity Rising chapter in Corona del Sol.
Awesome. Thank you.
Okay. All right, give me 1 second. I got to
to
repeat
recap.
this for the Zoom people. Dr. Jane Heydrich was talking about Unity Rising and how her and Ellen are going to be holding, have a chapter at Corona sponsoring. Every LD or every high school.
So
Okay.
she's saying every high school in LD12 needs to have its own chapter of Unity Rising, just like there is a Turning Point USA chapter in these high schools. And she's suggesting that LD12 members sponsor those. We can give you information on how to do that.
Yes.
You'll have
Doc,
to move forward.
We do have to move on. We're about 5 minutes behind. That's okay, but give me the information and we'll definitely pass it on. I'm up next.
Okay.
So I just want to remind you that we have our Bada Bing raffle baskets for sale, tickets. But before we move on, this was left here last month. So is this somebody's water bottle? Please make sure you come and get it. It's rolling around my car, making a lot of noise. Or if you know, take a picture of it. If you think it's somebody's, like to try to give it back to its owner. Upcoming events on your agenda. Susie spends a lot of time making sure that you have a list of all the upcoming events for the LD. These are all on the calendar. These aren't even all of them because we put so much on the LD calendar. We make sure we have school board meetings, city council meetings, everything like that. These are just some of the featured LD12 events. So. Sorry, go back one. I just wanted to point out really quick, the LD12 Watering Hole Wednesday for the month of November is canceled because it's the day before Thanksgiving, and I don't know about you all, but sorry, AJ, I'll be extremely busy. So just, you're still welcome to get together if you guys want, just letting you know that we won't be sponsoring it that much. Then we also want to point out that in the month of December, we do not have a monthly meeting. We have our holiday party. So instead of meeting on Monday, December 8th, we will be having a holiday party. And Mark has been gracious enough to host that holiday party again for us. I give you a heads up. We don't charge you to get in the door. And we are going to cater it. So we are going to have some good food there. But I'll be putting out some messages looking for people to bring appetizers and desserts. and any kind of wine or specialty drinks and stuff like that. So, and we're gonna have 4 beautiful raffle baskets. I got a sneak peek at those today when I finally read my email. Ooh, just wait. Just wait. I love our holiday party. We have so much fun. Next slide. It is going to be Monday, December 8th. So it's in lieu of our December meeting. We don't meet, and I promise not to do any meeting stuff while we're there. Janie, did you have a question? You have your light on your phone.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I thought maybe you were just trying to spotlight me. Oh. Yes. You can't have my first and only born. Yes, so we'll have raffle baskets. It is a fundraiser. One of the holiday party is one of our best fundraisers. We have a great time. So, we have some spotlight events that we do every single month, which is our Dems and Donuts that Julia puts together. She does an amazing job. LD12 Democrats, which Joanne puts together. Game night. Did I put it? I said Democrats. I just love Democrats. Watering Hole Wednesday is canceled this month. And then we also have readers and leaders that we do. These are things that we do on a regular basis. So thank you to those volunteers that put them together for us. Next slide. Chandler Pride. Did you want to talk? Oh, great.
Sure, yeah, I can talk about it.
Go
Hello,
for it.
everyone. AJ is here. Our next and most important event this month, it's happening this Saturday. We're going to be in downtown Chandler celebrating our LGBTQ plus community. And, during this time, just like any other community, they are in danger. They are under attack by Trump administration. So it is even more important this year to celebrate this event with a bigger crowd. We're going to be at tabling in that event. So you have a chance to volunteer and sit by me for the next 2-3 hours. It's going to be fun. I guarantee that. You're going to see a mobilized link on Slack, so you can sign up. But even if you don't want to, you can't volunteer. I know you want to volunteer. That's not a problem. Please do attend that event. It's going to be Saturday, downtown Chandler. The name of the park is Dr. AJ Chandler, and it is 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. So Saturday, 4 to 8, this Saturday in downtown Chandler. Thank you.
Thanks. I didn't realize we had a slide in here that talks about the holiday party. I jumped the gun. I know. I haven't read through the slides before I got here. So, hey, guess what? Another reminder, our annual holiday party, Monday, December 8th, 6 to 8 p.m. So thank you. All right. I would like to introduce our next guest speaker for the evening. This is Brian Matlock. He is a candidate for Arizona State Mine Inspector. So please welcome Brian to our meeting. Hi, Brian. How are you doing? It's good to meet you. All right. Just so you know, there's the Zoom camera, and then they can hear you. So good luck.
Right. Thank you, Madam Chair. Is there a timekeeper? Okay, well, I don't have a good, okay, I'll do the best I can. If I get too long, somebody just give me the peace sign and I'll wrap up. All right. First of all, my name's Brian Matlock, and I'm running to be the next Arizona State Mine Inspector. And I'm here with my wife back here, Lori. She's my campaign manager. And I know I speak for both of us that we want to offer our condolences for the losses in your community. That said, any Marines in the room? Any Marines? What, do you know any Marines? Okay, today's the Marine Corps birthday, hoorah, and give your Marines that you know a hug. All right, so we started this campaign back in July 1st, and we have been traveling around the state. We've been doing meetings like this with you folks. We've been to county fairs. We've been to picnics. I've been to house parties, and it's like one big, massive focus group, and it's absolutely been wonderful. And if I got $1 every time somebody asked me, why is this an elected position? Our campaign financing would be done. But I never get that $1, and we're running a traditional campaign, very austere. Anyways, so I'm going to tell you a little bit about the position. Well, the position's been an elected position since 1912 when G.H. Bolin was elected the very first mine inspector as a Democrat. The mine inspector's office gets a very, very small part of the state budget. It's like a very small fraction of 1%, like 4/1000ths of 1% of the state budget goes to the mine inspector's office. But it's a $9 billion industry with more than 10,300 miners working in that industry. And that's at an all-time high for here in Arizona. That's 20% higher than during COVID and 15% higher than previous high. So it's a pretty big job. So what does the mine inspector do? A lot of folks don't even have a clue about that part. So the mine inspector oversees Arizona's 450 active mines. Don't have a whole lot of mines around here, but if you go right down I-10, you're going to find several very large ones. That's the Sarita and the Mission Complex. Then you can head west or head east out towards Globe, and you're going to find a bunch more. You can find Pinto Valley, and you're going to find Ray. We have mines all around us. In fact, Arizona produces about 70% of the nation's copper. So what do we do when we go there and we inspect? Well, the state has a lot of regulations of what a mine inspector is supposed to inspect. One of them would be like, don't smoke around explosives. And that's one of the ones we're definitely going to be inspecting. But a lot of it's left kind of loosey-goosey. And so the one I want to kind of focus on is what they call operator responsibility. And because this one's so important, I want you to just kind of get comfortable. I'm going to read you the entire statute. The operator shall conduct his operation with due regard to health and safety. That's the entire statute. And it sounds pretty simple, but there's two words in there that are extraordinarily important, and it's the due regard part. And what that means is that we have to give fair consideration to and give sufficient attention to all of the facts. That means we got to look at everything. So now what seemed pretty simple becomes a very, very big job. And earlier this year, MSHA, that's the Federal Mine Safety Health Administration, it was reported that they were already struggling doing their inspections, which are the same as ours. We have to inspect every open pit mine twice a year and every underground mine 4 times a year. And because of DOGE, firings, hiring freezes, and those things there, it's likely that that problem is going to get worse. So it's really important that we have the mine inspector's office here to work as a backstop when the feds falter. A little bit about the electoral history. Since I like quizzes, anybody know when the last time we had a Democrat in this role? Long time's a good answer. It's been almost 50 years since the bicentennial. 1976 was the last time we had a Democrat in this role. But it gets worse. In my lifetime, 9 times, there hasn't even been a challenger against the Republican. The Democrats just basically handed the position over. I forgot this has been updated since the last time I wrote this. The last 2 mine inspectors now have been appointed, right? So what happened is there was an Inspector Hart back when Ducey was governor, and he got sick. He was a good mine inspector. A lot of folks really liked him, and the more I learned, the more he did a lot of good work for Arizona. But he got sick, and he had to resign. Ducey put in a guy named Paul Marsh. Paul Marsh ran against a guy named Bill Pierce. Pierce put a pretty good put a good battle in. I think he came within a couple of points, and I haven't been able to reach out to him. I know there's some tragedy in his family, but I would sure like to meet the fella. Anyways, he made a second run. Sadly, got a late start, didn't get his signatures, and so he wasn't on the ballot. And Paul Marsh once again is unopposed in the position. Right. So now this guy's in there. And I think it's about 10 weeks ago now, Marsh just quit. Just up and quit, took a job in Texas. So now the governor is obligated to put another Republican in that spot. So she picked one of the inspectors that's in the office, and he's now your current mine inspector. So the last 2 have been appointed. So I guess you can probably get where I'm going with this. So I think complacency is the enemy of safety. So when you go to a mine site, oftentimes the guys that get hurt are like me. They have gray hair. They've been doing it a long time. You become a little bit complacent, and the next thing you know, something bad happens. But I also believe complacency is also the enemy when we have electoral complacency. What I found is that, well, I talked to somebody just recently at a major mine site here in Arizona that worked there, and I said, wasn't the last time, we were talking about MSHA first, and she, you know, I've gone to mine sites when MSHA is there, and it's like, you guys can't come in, we've got inspectors here. So have you ever met a state mine inspector? Well, we've never met the state mine inspector here. Well, okay, have you met any of the people from the office? Well, it's been a couple of years. So this is one of the major mine sites in Arizona, and the current mine inspector has not been there for a couple of years. I can't find any annual report since 2022, and there hasn't been a newsletter put out by the agency in almost 2 years. I think that's complacent. So where I'm headed with this is signatures. I need signatures to get on the ballot. I'm very much like the governor in that standpoint. I am a statewide position, and so I need 6,556 signatures. And that's a pretty tall order. But if I look at how many Democrats we have in just this LD, if just 1 in 10 of you signed for the entire district, and I got 10% of the Democrats here to sign for me, I'd be done, and I can start talking to everybody, talking to the Republicans and the independents. So please, talk to your friends and family and help me get on the ballot. Yeah, we have petitions back here, and I've handed some cards around, and I'll be happy to hand more cards out with the equal on it. On equal, yes. So I'll tell you a little bit about me. This first part might surprise you. When I was growing up, there were 2 things that were important to me. One, I was going to be a Marine just like my dad, and second, I was going to be an engineer. As I got close to graduating high school, I was afraid if I did one, I probably wouldn't do the other. But I had a very clever high school counselor, and she hooked me up, and I was able to enlist in the Marine Corps Reserve. So I did my reserve duty while I went to college. So you can imagine, on Friday afternoon, I'm taking a calculus exam, and on Saturday afternoon, I'm on the fire line with my infantry team. So I spent a couple of decades working in heavy industry, and then I found I started in mining, actually in coal mining. I was working for a company where we made drag chain for doing strip mining. I was a product engineering manager, and my team developed we actually have a couple of patents on some safety things that we developed for working with drag chain. But I want to talk about you a little bit today, and that's why would you want to have me be your mine inspector other than I have a D after my name? And that is because, number one, I'm going to do something. We're going to do something. Something's going to happen. Something's going to come out of this office. The work's going to get done. But one of the things I want to introduce that's new, and as I've dug into this, Inspector Hart kind of started on this, and that is best practices. And best practices is best understood if we think of a trade, right? So if you hire an electrician to come in and put a hot tub, you're going to have a hot tub put in, you need to have a box put in for that hot tub, you're going to expect the electrician to be appropriately certified and that they're going to follow the National Electric Code. Well, when I read that earlier statute to you, the one that said about due regard for health and safety, what happens at the mine sites is we go over and we look at that box and say, yeah, that looks right. And if it's right, we kind of agree on it. We're not actually measuring that box against any standard. So that's what I want to do is I want to put standards in there because this becomes an efficiency also for the mines. When we go to the mines and we're doing our inspections, they know the expectation, the inspectors know the expectation. And to build these standards, I want to work with the community so the community knows the expectations. So I want to expand on that just one level up because it's easy to talk about it at the trades level, but I want to boost it up to the operational level. I want to work with we already have the university has good relationships with the operators. I want to expand on that and take the communities into that and help build best practices for, say, dust management, water control, energy, those type of things. And again, with the idea of moving up moving the notch up a little, or moving the needle a little bit on the quality of work that we get out of our mines. Because like I commented earlier, 70% of the copper comes out of Arizona. One last thing I want to just mention is abandoned mines. That's another part of our of the jurisdiction. There's over 100,000 abandoned mines here in Arizona. There's some uranium mines up in the tribal nation. I've worked with Dr. Tommy Rock. He's going to help secure those. And for the ones that are back here that you might stumble into, I want you to come and talk to me when you find them. We're going to mark them. We're going to put a sign on them, say, do not go in, don't shoot my sign, and then let you put a name on it. Name it after your dog or your horse. So I'll come back to you, visit you another time, ask for volunteers once I get my signatures, and anything you can do to help us out would be greatly appreciated. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thanks so much. Okay, and your equal, of course, print on the agenda so you guys can always sign from your phones, or you can sign the petitions in the back of the room. Okay, so the next slide up is, I'm calling it a blue business spotlight, but it's really a blue business spotlight where not to spend some money. One of the things that I try to do is I try to always keep things positive and always spotlight good things and happy things. But during this holiday season, I just want to remind you, I'm going to ask that you try your hardest to not shop at 5 places. Okay. Oh, the slides aren't up. Okay. These 5 places, and after a lot of research and different things, a lot of these places have supported the Heritage Foundation and supported Project 2025. They also are Turning Point people. The first one is Home Depot. Please, Lowe's is okay. They are they are much better, but Home Depot is a huge supporter of Trump and Project 2025. ExxonMobil gas stations, again. Coors Brewing Company, so I don't know what other beer there is. I didn't even look any others up, sorry. I don't drink beer. Walmart, the Walton family, huge supporters. I know it's very hard for me to ask you not to shop at Walmart. I understand the prices are lower, and so I'm asking if you can, and if you find an alternate way, I'm asking if you could try that. I'm not asking you to give up all of this, make small steps. And the last one, I don't know if any of you guys use it, is Uline. Uline is an online company. Big corporations use them, but they are huge, again, Trump supporters. So on your little sheet is all the list of these 5 companies. And then also I went a little above and beyond and gave you some of the individual families and that donated and how much they donated since 2020, and a lot of it was to Project 2025. We are all living through Project 2025. We all thought this couldn't happen, and it is. And on that note, I know sometimes we get frustrated as Democrats. I did last night after hearing the news of 8 who voted. I'm like, we were 6 weeks into this. We were holding strong on this government shutdown. I get it. It's tough for all of us. It was very disappointing. I was very hurt. I was emailing them and calling them to stand strong, stand strong. I know sometimes it can get discouraging, but I woke up this morning saying I have to remind Ruben Gallego and Mark Kelly, and I have to say thank you for voting no. So if you get the chance, please make sure you email or call your senators here in Arizona for voting no. Because the others that voted are not up for re-election in 2026, neither are our 2, but they held strong and they voted no. So I wanted to take this moment that while I was very irritated at what had happened, and I felt like they caved and they gave in on a promise, and a promise is for a promise, and I promise that I'm always going to do good. That's nothing for me. I'm saying we were so close, but I do want to turn it on a good note and say thank you to Ruben Gallego and Mark Kelly for voting no and holding strong for what we believe in. Healthcare. Our healthcare premiums are going to go up. I mean, and we're going to be back at this again in just a couple weeks, and hopefully people remember the last 6 weeks we've all gone through. So just remember that I'm very proud of them. So yes. Yep. Yeah. Yep. So Bill and Judy said that they really are focusing on making sure that some of our blue businesses are spotlighted, like Frosted Bakehouse. They're Democrat owned and stuff. Was somebody else grab a microphone, go to the back? Ellen has her hand up. Ellen's getting an arm workout tonight. Good job.
I know you're not highlighting blue businesses, but I ate at Rigatoni's,
Yes.
okay? And they are giving free meals to SNAP. All they have to show is their SNAP card, and they're getting free meals. And Rigatoni, you know, when I went in and asked them about it, they said, we'd like donations. So they like donations of $10. Eddie and I gave them 20. But people there were donating money. So, and it's still owned by a good Democrat
Yes,
from
yes.
LD12.
Yes, and we are continuing to work on a website that will be posting some information. I've been working with the Arizona Democratic Party Small Business and Allison Porter and putting this website together of Dem-owned blue businesses. And so we will be posting that. One last question. Okay, go ahead, Bill. Cliff. I'm gonna forever call you Bill.
On Uline, they are all things packaging, tape, cardboard boxes, bubble wrap, peanuts, tools, anything, multi-billion-dollar company. And you can imagine, you know, over the last 40 years when they founded that company, all the online stuff and supply chain type stuff, but that's what they specialize in. So it's hard to get away from them, but I'm sure there's ways to do it. All right.
Tons of ways. Sometimes you have to put a little work into it. So Sherry, you're up with PC update while I help.
Okay, so PC update is that it's time to start collecting signatures and deciding if you want to be a PC for 26 to 28. The forms are finally available. So to anybody that is currently a PC is a precinct committee person. For those that don't know, they are the most local elected official. You represent your neighborhood precinct. We ask that if you're a PC that you talk to your neighbors, you help us get Democrats elected, and that can manifest itself in any number of ways. It doesn't have to be going door to door. It can be calling your neighbors. It can be writing letters. It can be driving people to canvass their neighborhoods. It can be sending postcards. It can be anything. It's a commitment that you make to yourself personally. There's no requirements other than you help Dems get elected, and you help with voter registration, however you see yourself doing that. So that being said, if you are not currently a PC and you're interested in finding out what that means or becoming a PC, come see me. If you are a current PC, we're going to be sending out an email. We want you to let us know if you would like to continue for the next go round. Everybody has to start over again. So we'll start planning some meetings and signature gathering events for those. Paperwork is due March of next year, so we have a little bit of time. You know, we do our best to make it as easy as possible. So again, if you're a current PC and you want to continue, we want to know. If you are a current PC and you don't want to continue, we'd like to know that too. And then if you're not a PC and you would like to become one, see me. And then Dems Give Back is on hiatus until 2026. However, Kendra, who is the coordinator for that, has created a really nice survey. She wants to get some feedback from all of us about where we'd like to spend our time and resources in the new year. So on the agenda, there's a QR code. Please take a moment right now to scan it, fill it out, let her know how you are interested or what you are interested in and how you're able to help, whether that is by suggesting organizations that we can support. If you'd like to serve as a collection hub in your community, there's all kinds of opportunities for us to continue doing the good work that we do in our community. Last up is your last chance to get your Bada Bing raffle tickets. Please, while we have a last few moments here, if you need to pay in cash or check, Mark can take that. Otherwise, you can pay through Act Blue using the QR code on the agenda. And then while we're doing that, I would like to see if Representative Contreras has any update that she'd like to provide.
Oh, good evening, everybody. Gosh, you guys are quiet today. What's going on? So, I was listening to some of the presentation on the way over here. Is our future mining guy still here? Where's he at? Yeah, I'd like to talk to you. So, yeah, I was talking with Paul Marsh, before he left and all, and what they're doing to try to locate all the mines and indicate where they're all at is very important, as well as trying to fill some of those in safe ways. So, anyway, well, hello. I would just couple of things. Last week we had our Democratic retreat for our House members. It went really well. It got everybody together trying to figure out what we're going to be doing this next session. Some of the key things that we were doing, though, is just getting information. And we got updates from Education Department. We got updates from Human Services, just different types of things so that we know what we are going to be having to handle for this next coming session. Of course, still being in the minority doesn't help us at all. We really need to fight back on a lot of those things. And the unfortunate part that we heard is some of the bills that the governor vetoed, which was like 170 bills or something like that this year, that they're going to be trying to get those in as HCRs, which means they'll go straight to the voters. So what is it? I think it's Senator Kavanaugh is kind of has his mindset on doing some of those trans bills, which is very unfortunate because, it really just impacts a few people and just gets everybody up in arms. And, but the governor continues to veto those, rightfully so, and he feels he can get around it. So hopefully we can curtail some of those things. But that was part of our agenda last week to kind of go over some bills that'll be coming back and some new things that they're going to be trying. Hopefully it'll be a short session. It is an election year, as you probably have heard, and so we a lot of times we'll get through a little quicker because people want to get out and campaign. Speaking of campaigning, I want to thank Paul and Marion again. They yesterday hosted my kickoff. Thank you to everybody who came by last night. Appreciate all of you. Those of you who have donated, I really appreciate that too. It takes a little bit of money to run these campaigns, or a lot of money depending, but we need every cent that we can get. And just because it's, signs and postage and things like that, it just costs money. I hate to ask. People know this of me. I hate to ask for money. It's one of those things where they say, you need to do call time, you need to do call time. It's like, oh man, that's the thing I just hate the worst is doing call time. So just give me money. So, let's see, what else? Went on a Camp Verde tour last week, 2 weeks ago, and all was nice. I'm on the Natural Resources, Energy, and Water Committee and stuff, so got to go up and see Camp Verde and all the projects up there that they're doing. So been keeping really busy, hitting some of these different activities that the legislature supports and puts on. And it's just really good to get out and see what's going on. As you know, last time I was on Zoom from Sierra Vista at the Rural Transportation Summit, and that was really helpful to learn from our rural neighbors what's going on. I've been appointed to the Governor's Advisory Council on Aging, and I'm really proud to have been appointed to that. That's an appointed position that the governor puts in to talk about different issues regarding our seniors and our older adults, and we're going to be talking about the newest iteration of the plan for our older adults. And also, I have a meeting this week. I guess I better read the plan so I can know what we're talking about. But it's new. I just got appointed, so here, throw me into the fire. It's usually the way it goes. Let's see. I have convos with Contreras on the agenda. It's on the 21st, it looks like. So if you all want to come by and chat with me at the Brick Road Coffee, it's always happy to see folks come in and chat about what's going on. It's from 4 to 6 down there on Rural Road. Happy to have you come by and tell me what's on your mind, and I can tell you what's on mine. And next week I'm going to be in Vegas for another conference. Woohoo! Yeah, what goes on there stays there. So, but the National Association of Latino elected officials is NALEO is next week. So that's yeah, that's a good one to go to. I had the choice between that one and the State Fair Conference, but I figured, you know, I should really learn what's going on with our Latino neighbors instead. Well, I'm a Latino too, instead of getting on rides and that kind of stuff, which I don't think that's what they were going to do, but it was going to be a trade show. So, and let's see what else. We're still collecting signatures. So if you haven't signed my petition, I didn't bring any. There might be some around. I don't know, but you can do it online. You can do it online. So please sign petitions. And like I said, donations always welcome. And thank you to all those who have already donated. Really appreciate it. I guess that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. The treasurer report. So after the treasurer report, we're gonna do the Bada Bing raffle. So make sure you get your ticket sales. And then after the raffle basket, then we'll do our open to new business. Hold on, I gotta get my glasses on. Okay, so we, in October, we had a beginning cash balance of 32,189. We had contributions of $4,918. I want to say thank you to Marion for putting together a very successful bingo fundraiser. So that's why our contributions are high for the month. That was really, really a lot of fun. We only spent about $976, so we had an ending cash balance of $36,131. So thank you to our recurring donors, those who helped us with the fundraiser for bingo night. We had a great time. And we had it at Molly's house. It was amazing. She's a great host. It was a lot of desserts. It was good food. So yep. Okay, so we have one more raffle basket. I just want to also remind you that a lot of our fundraisers come from items that we have. We have some items over here free that people have donated to us. So if you want to go and take a look and see if there's shirts that you want, some free items, and then a newest item that we just got in from a volunteer, Tom, so thank you very much. We got these No Kings magnets. So if you want to get your hands on one of those, we haven't had a chance to put it up into our slides yet, but we will get it up into our slides. We always have stuff for you. We've got our LD12 fans, you know. We got a lot of good stuff. Spread the word about LD12. Imagine that. All right, Mark, are you almost ready? Yep, he's almost ready. Okay, so we'll stop screen sharing so Mark can screen share his. And just to, no, you time keep. Just a reminder, is this, I guess this is nobody's orange water bottle? No, I asked Franklin, he said no. Okay, nobody wants to claim it? I promise I don't bite. Okay. I'll bring it to one more meeting, and then after that, it goes to the Kyrene Resource Center. So if you're looking for places to donate, Kyrene Resource Center, I went there and made a donation. They will take anything that you have at the Kyrene Resource Center, because if they can't use it, they work with Threads at the high school level. If they can't use it, they donate it to Goodwill, and then they get gift cards so that families can go and get what they need. So it's a great way to support them. All right. If you have, right after this, we're going to be doing new business. So if you have any new business you want to talk about, we're going to ask you to line up over here, and we'll give everybody 1 minute. So we'll do that line while Mark does our raffle basket. So here, Mark, here's a microphone.
I turned it on. Hello, can everyone hear me? So you can see on your screen that we had $220 in donations, 119 for the Frosted Bakehouse, and 154 tickets for Good Book. So we will start the first one by putting in 119. And the winning number is number 88, which is Patty Baker. And there's 154 for the good book basket. And so 154 and number 87. But which is Ann Lutz.
All right, Anna is online, so you're up first, so just a second.
Okay.
So we'll make sure the basket gets brought to her. So thank you very much. We're gonna open the floor to 1 minute for any new business. This can be for anybody, even I'm gonna start us off with 1 minute. Are you ready? All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Melissa, and I am looking for somebody to help me build a little voter, what do you call it? Like a voting booth, a little mini voting booth. I want to prepare for Easter parade and for the Halloween trunk or treaters. We had a great time. We were Cookie Monster, but I want to do future little voters and make a little voting booth for kids to come up and they get to vote for their favorite candy. And then this gets us talking about an election with their parents as their children are voting. So I'm looking to build my team now so that we could put it together and get it all ready, do a trial run here in the early times, and then feature it at the Easter parade, and then have it for trunk or treat. So if you're interested in helping me out, build this, thank you.
Okay. Hi, my name is Julie. Some of you may know me as I've worked with you all in the past. I also was a PC before. I'm running a pickleball tournament this upcoming Saturday, November 15th, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. It's going to be a fundraiser for my friend who also used to be PC in the LD in, I think, Chandler. You might know her mom, Shirley Thomas. She's also a PC and active volunteer with the LD. Well, my friend Margot passed away the month before the 2022 election happened. And they set up a memorial scholarship fundraiser or fund through Maricopa Community College Foundation. So we're doing a pickleball tournament in her honor this Saturday. As the year before she died, she got really into pickleball with her boyfriend and his family to kind of get out and about and get active. So suggested donation of $40. We'll take more if you want. And even if you don't want to play and you just want to come hang out and have a nice day in the sunshine, we're doing potluck and all that. So sign up on the sheets, or you can come talk to me and I can help you fill out the form as well. So yeah.
Hello, my name is Don Zyrick. I'm here representing Franklin Zyrick, who's thank you, a candidate for Kyrene Governing Board. Franklin wanted to be here, but he left on a business trip today. Franklin asked me to give a big thank you to everyone who supported his campaign launch and, was there, and it was a really great event. And he really appreciates especially all the LD12 Dems who have been supporting him. I checked today and the election is now 358 days away. So here we go into the countdown. And so tonight we have these beautiful car magnets. These are not for your refrigerator because only you will see it. So my wife's right over there. We've got a whole box of them, so please grab a car magnet if you'd like. And we also have the petition. If you haven't signed already and you're in Kyrene, we would appreciate it. Thank you.
Well, good evening, everyone. My name is Armando Montero. I currently serve as the president. Thank you. President of the Tempe Union High School District Governing Board. I'm also running for the LD12 House of Representatives. I know there's a few people I haven't met in here before, so if I haven't met you, my website is monteroforaz.com. I'll be in the back for a little bit. My petition is back there. I'd be happy to talk to you and would love to meet you. Thank you so much.
Hi, my name's Rob. I want to tell us all to stand up and congratulate ourselves for all of the school bond funds that we passed through? I haven't heard that. Yeah. All right. I also want to suggest maybe for fundraising, I've got a gigantic house I'm trying to downsize to. I've got all kinds of stuff I'd like to give away, but if we could do some type of a rummage sale for District 12. That's it.
Take her that much. I'm kidding. Good. Yes, let's stop.
Hi, I've talked to you before about the red cards, the Know Your Rights cards, but now we have green cards. There are communities in Mexico that are organizing to help those people who are being deported. So these are cards in English and in Spanish for those people who find themselves in Mexico and need help. It has a hotline number, website, things like that, telling them what to do, where to go. We have them in English and in Spanish. I'm over in the corner over there. So come see me after if you'd like some green cards. Thank you.
Thank you, Leslie.
Hi, everybody. I'm Nicole Brown, and I wanted to remind you two things. January 20th, save the date. We are going to have the Tempe City Council candidates, Democratic candidates, a panel discussion in lieu of having them come to our monthly meeting so that we have more time to vote it to questions. So save the date. That will be January 20th. It will be at the Tempe Public Library. And then also, don't forget, we have a podcast in LD12, and it's called Around the Districts. And we've so far have had Cedric Collins, we've had Save Our Schools, we've had AJ, we've had, I think we're having Armando. Armando will be coming up this month. So we had Brooke St. George on there. So if you, Nancy, yes, thank you. Thank you for reminding me, because tell me everybody, because I don't look at them once I don't look again, because I don't like to be on film and they make me. So check it out. We do have it. If you have any ideas or anybody that you think would be a good person to come on the podcast, please see me or Gabby, who owns Pilates Tempe, and we can get them set up and scheduled. So we had Karen Latham, I forgot, we had her on there too. So if you have any questions about that, let me know, but don't forget, save the date, January 20th, we'll have the Tempe City Council for those of you who live in Tempe, so we can hear that they're the Democratic candidates only. I'm gonna stress that, okay? Thank you.
Thank you. Before we close out the meeting, I got an email from the Pecos Community Center that this desk that's over here, I just want to let everybody know, this desk that's over here, we cannot touch it. Apparently, they're very picky about it. That's okay, it's theirs. So we want to thank City of Phoenix for letting us rent their space. Just a reminder, please make sure you pick up all your trash. Leave the room better than what we found it. Sherry has a picture of how it was set up because we moved some stuff around. But other than that, look at this, 15 minutes early. I'll get those 15 minutes back at another meeting. It's 7:15. Thank you very much. Have a great night.
Hey, Susie,
Yes, ma'am.
can we put Jay's Reddit AZ Democrats in our next newsletter?
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Okay.
Will do. Good idea.
Fantastic. You certainly are the lady of many